Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined here with Darth Beaver. And we're going to kind of go into, again, our weekly events going on with Marvel Strike Force, talking about Famine. I mean, that's a big hot topic that you're seeing everybody's running their Scourge. We're like in about a matter of hours, right, left on that event. So we'll break it down and kind of see what we've been doing. And then also we're going to talk about Friday's blog post. That one had some more interesting information coming out that caught me off guard. I didn't know that they're going to be talking about the new character releases for the Apocalypse events being the death, but we'll highlight that. And that's it. We'll just kind of go into everything. We're just kind of going to get there. But let me introduce Darth. How are you doing, Darth?
Very well, thank you.
All right, good morning. And again, good morning to everybody else. Good morning, Twitch. I saw some of you guys coming in and out. So as we talked about before, if you have any questions or want to chime in on anything that we're discussing, just use the chat there. And also thank you to those on YouTube that have been catching us and kind of sharing their little thoughts. It was Brandon that I was talking about last week. I didn't realize, I was assuming that. I thought he was part of our alliance, but looks like he's somewhat of a new to the game a little bit. I think he talked about his levels on there, but appreciate you, Brandon. I'll try to keep in mind as far as your gameplay and where you're at. So Darth and I were, I don't want to say we're end game, but we kind of feel like we're in the game towards a little bit of the ladder of where you're at. All right, so let's bring up the gameplay here. What I want to jump right into, again, I want to talk about this event, this Famine event. And I'm kind of struggling. I'm tired today. And it's because I've been going hard on this one last night. I had another quince that I went to, Darth. Man, I've been going to quinces every weekend, it feels like. But anyways, so I'm on the last note right here. I'm actually doing the difficulty 9. Darth asked if I was gonna live stream this. I mean, maybe I can. I guess I can. As soon as we're done, I'll stay on and try to give it a run. See how that works, because it really is the last node. What's interesting right here is the current score I got is at 1.6. Can't remember. I know some of our alliance mates have been hitting it. Do you know what the final score is if you hit that difficulty 9, Darth?
I've not put in that kind of time with mine. I have not. I've got a lower score. I'll hope to get 5-star this time, and just I've gotten over it for myself. For as hard as I went on the pestilence event, real life came up and showed me that it's not just the level of your characters and stuff. Is you got to have some real time to be able to invest into this to get something good, especially now. But we'll talk about that when we talk about the event, because things have changed since the first time Famine came around, or since the first Scourge event, Pestilence, came around.
Yeah. Well, let me, I did find this little screenshot here, so let me share that. Just trying to remember where I got my stuff here. So this is actually what I'm shooting for. One of our alliance mates, a couple of them, have been hitting that difficulty number 9 and using the 30 Scourges, which is the last one. It's like the revive one. And that's what I'm running at too. So I should be somewhere around here. I know I'm not really sure about the efficiencies. I haven't been like real detailed about the scoring. Truthfully, I went hard in the beginning just to kind of get, to get Rogue unlocked. And then this time around, like I waited towards the wire to kind of see where the numbers were going to be at. So truthfully, I just took a back seat trying to figure out like, okay, should I be putting Scourges on? Should I be going up another difficulty? So after seeing these scores right here, and let me just go to the ranking. So we're at 182. We put this back on here. The rankings are going to be... I saw them basically at the top 200 area. I saw the scores, like I'm not here, but they're like in the top thousands, I believe. So that's kind of guessing. So yeah, I think that would push me probably in the top, for sure, the top 2,000. 1,000-ish number, 1,500. So what does that give us? Where we're shooting for here? Again, I haven't calculated, but I'd probably be around this area, I believe, the 1,000 to the 1,500 range, or get 310 shards or 340. Basically a 4 red star. Now, last time, what number did you land? Were you over here, like in the top?
I was in the first bracket of the first bracket before 7 stars. I think I was in the 1,000 to 1,250, or in this. I can't remember how many people got a 7-star.
Kind of in the same range then that we're looking at right now. Then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the Famine event. Again, I mean, I should be mindful. So it's 11 hours down and counting. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some big last pushes going on that one. Let's see what else. So that's what's going on. And that's what I'll do. I'm gonna jump right into the blog post here because I mean there's a lot of information I want to close off the show with and just kind of talking about the apocalypse. So let's bring up the blog post if I have it ready. All right. So here we are. So did you have time to review this one, Darth?
Not too much. I skimmed over a little bit just to try to hit some hot spots so I could at least be ready for the show.
Yeah.
So I understand that now. Now we know the entire Bionic Avengers team.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Things have been leaking out. So those that follow Mobile Gamer on a daily basis is what I do. I kind of use them as my morning show. If I'm driving, dropping off my daughter, doing certain things in the morning, it's kind of like my he replaced my radio talk shows. So I listen to him. And a lot of rumors been leaking out, stuff like that. And this really kind of hits right here where we saw a little silhouette of this particular dude earlier during the week. I know it's this guy right here, the Hulk Buster. I don't know, I don't have it zoomed in right, but if I put it right there, that's who came out on the leak. So he's part of that. Oops, I'm really kind of missing around here, but the Hulk Buster's coming out, and then like you said, they are going to do the upgrades over to Iron Man and Vision, and they're also adding Vision and also Deathlock. And that's going to be the 5 team right there for Bionic Avengers. But they went up another notch as far as on the product blog post, and they talked about that this Bionic Avengers will also be the required teams for nodes 5 and 10 for difficulty 5 and plus on the future Death Scourge event. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, okay, well, I was just starting to work on my Hero Asgards, and now this dropped. So but of course, I mean, if we kind of timeline the whole situation here, we're looking at uh, it's going to be War that's going to be coming out first. So Viridian Priority, it's going to be Hero Asgards. Darth, I guess for you, I mean, have you started planning a little bit as far as like, are you going to go all in with Heroes Asgard, or you can kind of pause a little bit? Like, I know it's real early. We don't know who the other 2 teams are that are going to be featured for the next Scourge event. But I mean, do you have a gut feeling like that the Hero Asgards would be the priority, like the way the Young Avengers are currently with Famine?
You know, my initial feeling is that they're not going to be. Like, they have some healing and things like that, but I don't know that their longevity is screaming Scourge event to me. But of course, the Web Warriors, I guess theirs was RNG longevity. But like, so, you know, Young Avengers is hard to kill. So they made sense to be a team force, the Scourge event. I'm not so sure how the Hero Asgards even work. I haven't got to play with them all yet. We're still waiting on Valkyrie, which, like you said, is probably tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see once she comes out if we think that I'm out of my mind and I'm totally wrong. But I tell you what, they're not. They're not a raid team.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get them to like level 75 and gear tier 14, and then I'm going to straight move on to Bionic Avengers because the Bionic Avengers look to be a sim raid team, like the Web Warriors, where I can go in and sim node 1, 2, and 3 of Doom raids of that section and have it not matter and have it be just 6 clicks of a button and be finished. So I will be going all in on the raid team for sure.
Yep. I was trying to pull up a little gif of our boy. You talked about the Bionic Avengers, and I was just thinking about Willie. Because he read that the blog post came out, and right away it's all about that energy generation. So I'm not gonna break down the kit, but short summary, like you just said, they're a raid team, and they are just almost every single turn they're giving out energy to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what it comes down to. And I guess the other important thing to note is that the Vision, when she's coming out, she's bringing like a new feature on here. Forgot, I don't know if it's on the basic, special, or the ultimate, but there's something where she attacks like a certain row, like an entire row. So you get to choose
Yes.
whether it's the front row or the back row. So that's something different there to be mindful of. Oh, here it is, developer note to clarify. So it is on the ultimate, and it's basically, I'm trying to say, it says attack primary target and all enemies in that character's roll for 400 plus damage plus apply blind. It's on the ultimate, so that's going to be an interesting feature there. So now we're going to be a little bit, because I know I get real lax about team positioning. So this is
It's gonna matter.
Yeah, it's gonna matter now. So definitely you're gonna have to be
Because
paying attention.
right, with all the adjacent energy going out, and it's gonna really matter on their speed and who goes first. Yeah, it's gonna matter. There's probably gonna be a couple different ways to do it to set you up for different things.
Yep.
So
All right, so that's the big news. I mean, to me, that's the number one big news. Is the Bionic Avengers are coming out. They are officially releasing the characters of that team, and are going to be on the Death Scourge event. So that's the big news, and that really it's interesting because I know this is kind of a timeline where we're about to get Valkyrie today, and I think she's the last character of this current patch, I believe. I'll double check, but so pretty much the second patch is going to be coming on, or just is it patch 6.3 or something like that? It's going to be dropping pretty soon. All right, so then the next thing they talk about some more Summer Thunder events. I think this is the second run of the coordinated assault with the whole spending on I think the ions. Here's that. I'm not going to break down the whole rewards. Same thing. Here's the next Rumble Blitz, which is going to be X Force. So now it feels too bad. I don't know if I said in the beginning of us recording, but I've been working on the X Force team mainly for the Scourge event for Famine, and I guess I got some rewards out of it. I honestly didn't do it because of this blitz, but definitely will help me complete the milestones quicker. Now that I got the gear levels up a little bit. All right, so then the war update. I don't know if you saw this one. I didn't look too much into it. I mean, I don't know if this is big news or not, but they were talking about some type of minor deflect being added on here. Did you read this, Star?
I did. It feels like they nerfed your block, the block that goes on there. That's all it feels like. So when you boost a room, it just feels like your effect got nerfed. Like, instead of having the chance to deny the application of the debuff, it doesn't do that at all anymore.
Okay, that's the way I interpreted it too a little bit.
It
So
just made, yeah, boosts are even less valuable. They weren't super valuable as it was.
it made me think about it a little bit as far as like certain characters like I kind of struggled with. I know, man, this past war we're struggling with all the Dormammu Darkhold teams that were out there. And I know that there's some kind of tricks where you can get Icarus to kind of flip certain things, but that's kind of, I would think the theory is it's like now them having the flex is going to be nerfed a little bit, that you could get some of the flips or debuffs to land, and I don't know, we'll see how that works. And then the next thing is the strike pass. To talk about the new character coming out there, it's gonna be Dr. Voodoo, and this one right here. Where's your T'Challa at? He's gonna be coming into the Doom 3.9 campaign node. Is that
He's
something you're
like
still farming?
6. I will be, yes. He's a 6-star, so I think I have probably almost 200 or 250 shards left to get for him to be to 7. So it'll be a little bit of a farm for me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then here's the Valkyrie again. She's going live tonight on July 15th. So during server reset, she'll be on that featured character for the Red Star orbs. Normally, she's going to be part of a character purchase. So I don't know how fast I'll jump onto it, but it will be interesting to kind of get her ready, because I guess the timing of it for us in our war could look and start kind of upgrading her just in time to kind of get her ready for a war defensive setup.
Mm-hmm.
And then talking about Rogue going into the dark promos, and that's about it. I mean, I'm not. So what I wanted to do again is I'm gonna jump back. So we started talking about a little bit. I'm gonna bring up some images here. Let me just make sure that I have it ready. Let me go to the gameplay. And let's talk about. I have so many like stuff I saved here as far as rumors. I guess we'll start off with this one over here. All right. So they talked about war, and I want to say you probably have to heard that they think that the actual war character is going to be Red Hulk. Have you heard that, Darth?
I have.
Okay. And so this is the guy that's coming out after Famine. as far as, again, they haven't given a name yet, but the speculations, and they're even making these infographics. And this is at Minball TV, who's kind of really kind of come onto the radar here for me lately. He's like the other side. He doesn't, I don't think he works with Tana per se, but he's actually been doing his own little theory stuff. And he's always kind of looking to data mines and things of that nature. So I just started kind of scratching the surface a little bit and started looking into some more of his information there. Because it has been popping up on Mobile Gamers' little daily news stuff here and there as well. Um, so they figured that this is going to be the featured character. Again, we don't know. It's rumors. But the interesting thing is, you kind of talked about. I asked a question about, which feature team do you think is going to be needed on that difficulty 5 and 10? Or I'm sorry, the nodes 5 and 10, and they talked about Hero Asgard. But he kind of highlights like a tech team right here, talking about power armor. Like the theory is that they're going to be the teams needed. Well, in the blog post that we had, they talked about the Bionic Avengers, and that appears to be a tech team. But they are going to be a featured team, but they're going to be a featured team for the next Scourge event, which is for Death. But anyways, I guess my thing is, right now we're still guessing. If I would definitely take Dart's advice. I would just kind of go about your usual pace as far as upgrading teams, but I wouldn't go all in aggressively on the Hero Asgards. Is really what I'm trying to get at. Because I think there is going to be another feature team on particular for this whole War Scourge event. So, and it has to be some type of raid type team or something like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't go all in once Valkyrie drops off. I mean, I would just kind of go about it. I mean, I hate to try to tell you how to play the game, but at least I guess I'm talking for myself on how I go about it. I just have a very casual, very cautious approach on stuff. Because once you lose those resources out, it kind of can backlog you a certain way as far as on how you want to advance in the game. And that's just what I wanted to talk about with that. Now let's look at the next one. So they talked about Death coming out already.
Mhm.
And now the rumor is the Death character is going to be Archangel. Have you heard about that too, Darth?
I have.
So, what's interesting about this one, let me go back over here to the war, because I don't know if I think no, it isn't showed on this one. I was trying to see who the war team, they don't have like a team, but what's different about this other infographic over here about Death is that they're actually showing what his team is going to be. The
Mm-hmm.
Horsemen of Death, and they're talking about Thalok getting a rework, new characters can be Nightcrawler and Captain Britain, but there's different variations of Captain Britain. So that's them, and then the fifth members can either be it could be Kitty Pryde or Rachel Summers. So this is interesting right here. So again, this is going to be like not the upcoming patch, but the next one that you may start seeing some of the next run of new character information. So again, this is a big old rumor right here. It seems logical though, but I've been hearing about this one for a while as well. So as far as some of the members, coming out, because we know Kitty Pryde, I've been hearing about her branching off to something else, and then Psylocke is homeless right now. So we'll see. I don't know. You have any thoughts or opinions on this rumor?
Nope. Nope. I don't. That's pretty far out for me.
Yeah,
Like not like far out, man. But I mean like a long time away.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, that's just something. But ultimately, what I'm getting at is like, here's kind of what the final pieces appear to be towards Apocalypse. So, we have five, team members on how the game plays is set with. So, of course, we got Rogue that we're working on right now. Morgan already came out. And then the two rumors right there in the back, as far as with Red Hulk and Archangel. And then there's the big guy right here. So this is from what I was kind of reviewing on my own time. I was just kind of looking at it, and just the way the patterns are coming out. This is, again, like you said, it is far out there in the future. But this is something that, at least the reason why I'm bringing this up is just kind of my own, I don't want to say excitement, but this is kind of like my style of play. It's like I kind of save my resources. I kind of do this daily grind event just to kind of prepare for the long term horizon, as far as on like, okay, I gotta keep all these resources. I'll probably keep more than what I should. I mean, that's probably what you would tell me right away. Darth, um, but basically the point of it is like you don't know what teams are going to be built around to get one character unlocked and so forth. Right now, it feels like 3 to 5 teams is kind of what you need. But this is gonna be like December. They said at sometime in December that this guy right here is gonna be kind of coming out towards December, January is when you'll have the whole team and see how that event comes out as far as being able to get a apocalypse. Now branching out further one more step, felt like I'm kind of go gadget here, stretching my arms out. But this is the other one. Have you heard about this one, Darth? Miss
That one I
Fisto.
have not.
So
No.
So this guy apparently is rumored to be the next big boss, which is kind of in the form of a DD6. And I know again, this is all just rumors and stuff, but I bring this up because we're already in July. We're going through the Scourge event, and I want to say DD5 rolled out, and normally it tends to roll out towards the end of the year, doesn't it? I mean, like I think it's during that November December period. So hearing the rumors starting to be leaked like this isn't too far-fetched, in my opinion. I mean, it's something the developers have to be ready to be working on. Um, but it's funny. I kind of Google a little bit as I'm looking at it because I know you just got your, I know you just got your Dormammu, and you're like, okay, now you're talking about Mephisto, like what's going on? But
Working on my next big bad is called Apocalypse. That's my that's my focus.
yeah. So yeah, Apocalypse. So funny. It's kind of interesting how they're gonna roll out together. And just for kicks and giggles, I mean, this is just the last one here, but I guess this has kind of always been interesting as far as like where people's like, man, who's the fifth member of Dark Hunters? Who's the fifth member of A Force? This one you and I can talk about like a long time. We thought Blade was one of those silhouettes, and it wasn't. Um, but like, yeah, so that's the rumor for the Dark Hunters completion. It's supposed to be Blade. And over here to talk about Black Cat. And so that may be the A Force member over here. So just something else to share. But I'll step away from all of that because I know those are all the rumors. I know it's something that I know people's curiosity out there. I don't get as excited about it or amped up about it. I just like hearing it. I mean, for me, it's just that was all entertainment purposes. So it wasn't anything for me to say that's what you got to start working on kind of stuff, but just something to be mindful of. That's kind of where the rumor reveal is coming. And but yeah, and then I guess the one thing I forgot to overlook that I want to close it off with is talk about Cosmic Crucible for a moment. So they changed the time frame of this. Do you like the days that it's being dropped off, or does it even matter to you? I mean, I know it's all personal based a little bit, but do you like it being dropped off on a Monday, or did you prefer it at the end of the week?
It doesn't really affect me one way or the other. Um, I am. I think it's better at the beginning of the week, honestly. I know some people don't because I feel like as a working dad, like my weekends are kind of spoken for the most part. And you know that feeling. You gotta be busy with your kids and doing kid stuff because you're busy at work all week. So I feel like in the time where I get up super early in the morning and stuff and go to work, I have time to put in my Crucible 15 minutes to get my 6 attacks in. Um, so I mean, it doesn't really affect me, but I think overall it was a good change. But I know that there are other opinions that said that they wanted it over the weekend because they have more time on the weekend to focus on stuff like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think I prefer it that way because like when Friday comes out, like as for us in our schedule, we have like war going on, and then this is going on top of it, and whatever weekend events I have to start planning for kids, soccer, basketball, whatever it is. It's been kind of hard to kind of jump into it. I mean, I can still get my play in there. I say that the reason why I asked that question is because truthfully, I think on the last two Cosmic Crucible events that I hadn't even gone in there and done an attack. Like I went attack list twice, and I feel like shit. Is that FOMO feeling more so? Like not, literally, but I was like, God damn, man, I missed out on those freaking rewards and stuff like that. And but but yeah, anyways, I mean that's just something that I know I have to be more mindful of. It's weird, like I don't know. I know you're pretty keen on top of stuff, and typically I am too, but I have no idea why. I just kind of been lax about it lately. Um, I don't know. I feel it should be the opposite. Like I think what happened for me is that the more difficult of the opponents that I'm going to, I'm like, damn, I got to take some time. I got to like kind of really think out my attack order. and because there's too much thought process I got to put into it, that I put it on the back burner, that it's too late for me to catch up. And that's kind of what's been happening for me personally. That's what happens. Because you did something smarter. The reason I want to ask you about it, because we were talking about this last week, and I did more so I think within our Alliance Discord. But everyone was kind of sharing their setups and what they're doing on the teams and so forth. And I kind of saw you break down an opinion. I don't know if you shared what you put on defense, but you kind of went with the mindset. I wanted you to elaborate a little bit as far as like making sure that you can clear the opponent's teams, that you kept your offensive squad a little bit more heavier than your defense. So it's,
Right.
yeah, so the theory on that was just making sure to clear rooms, and for what reasons?
Because there's it's that the winning or losing of the overall Cosmic Crucible or the overall match even matters a lot less than clearing all 6 of the opponent's rooms. Because when you can clear all 6 of the opponent's rooms, you get the most Cosmic Crucible credits that you can get, and it's all about the Cosmic Crucible store and about that being your main flow of teal gear right now, at least focused teal gear that you can farm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the overall thing for it. And then I put at the end, the real answer is it's just like war. Attacking is fun. Smashing the other team's defense is fun. Like that's the fun part of the game. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. But to me, that's what the fun part is. It's going in and doing the attacks. So going in and attacking somebody else's defense is fun. Having your defense be huge and not get broken through. I mean, it's cool and you may win overall, but it's not as fun. And I don't like to have the firepower in in my in my arsenal to clear any team that shows up, including a Dormhold team and things like that. Any Dormammu team and any big thing, which is why I keep my unlimited X-Men on offense because I'm gonna need them for that mirror match against unlimited X-Men.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I posed a question, because I hit everything that you just highlighted. I came on opposite side of experiencing, to the points you're making. I experienced all the negative feelings of putting too much offense on here. So, yeah, like I have, like we're here, that key point you're talking about. Man, I wish I would have screenshotted who I faced, but yeah, I was struggling like to try to clear rooms. I think because I struggled so bad and I forgot to switch my defense up to second round, that I was running into the same thing. And I think that's kind of where I was like, man, it wasn't fun as far as like trying to grind it out the way I had to just to clear a room. So I know I had to make some adjustments here, and then, I got a day in working on it. So let's kind of break it down. So I don't know if you have it up here. Who are, like, these were the updated rooms. So it was like 3, 4, and 6, I believe. Um, I want to say you went with the Axemen, right? For room 3?
I'm looking at it now. It's not a good choice. It's an okay choice. Then none of them are super good choices. The correct choice is the choice you have.
Yeah.
That is the correct team to put in that room.
And I want to say it was a mirror
But
match that cleared it, just to the point you made. So,
mhm.
yeah, so I'm gonna lean towards room 3. We kind of talk it out loud. I guess since you said it's not a good choice, who are you? You said this one could be, but do you have any other teams in mind that you would put in room 3 before I give you my opinion?
Like so, teams that get crit that do a lot of crit. So like X Factor would be constantly barriered. Um, that's probably the best bet. Some maybe a hybrid team of some X Factor members plus some of your Axemen. Maybe like a Phoenix thrown in there, but it's hard to say. Like I like to have my Phoenix in my offensive pocket. The other team I could replace mine with would be my X Factor because I don't use them in Crucible at all.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me take a look. Yeah, no, X Factor is you hit it on the nail. That's exactly the team I'm thinking of too. So I'm gonna be putting them in there. So that's gonna be my current adjustment, is putting X Factor. I was trying to see. I thought I saw like some infographic I wanted to share, but sorry. All right, but on the second one over here, as far as the Mystic team, I thought this would be kind of a cool setup, but nope, got wiped out pretty fast. Who do you have as far as your team in room 4?
And my team is exactly the same as yours. Placements and everything, just about.
Maybe I did copy you then.
Yeah, it's a bad decision. I heard it's not working though.
Oh,
I've heard that
really?
at least the resistance part isn't working because way too many debuffs are landing regularly in that room on City Mystic characters. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a fact, but I've just that's what I've heard, and other guys who are streaming their attacks and stuff like that have said.
Yeah, but you can almost throw any team against them. Like, I don't think that these buffs are that big of a deal. I mean, it's really that
The resistance
resistant.
is, like I
Yeah.
said, so that's how you can tell. It's yeah, you can throw any team against it. It's not gonna hinder your team, but you shouldn't be landing all your bleeds. You shouldn't be landing every debuff that goes out there. There should be a way higher chance of not landing any debuffs. And if it is working, then obviously 500% isn't enough.
Hmm. Okay. So then, I mean, is there any teams that you're thinking about using then? I mean, as far as like who would you replace, or would you just kind of keep it as is until it gets fixed, or?
I'm gonna keep it as it is for right now. I don't see any better options for me right now with that. No, I like the way that it plays. If it does get to play, I think that it's fast and guys get to go off, and if they get to go off, they'll do something.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't have a bunch of other great City Mystic heroes to put in there.
Okay. And then what about for room 5? Do you have this Wakanda team
That
out
is what I
there?
have. I have a Wakanda team in room 5.
Okay. Have you continued being like gearing up this team or nah?
I've been in a pause because a lot of them that I need to gear up take Mystic gear right now. So I have no arcane powders, like none, because I just got my Dormammu to 16. So maybe if I come to a spot where I wind up with some more Mystic gear, I'll continue to level them up. I mean, they're 600 or 700k. They're not small. They're all 14 except for Shuri's gear 16 and M'Baku's gear 13. So they're not huge, but they do the trick. They pull a team.
Yeah, as soon as you start getting that gold ring around them, they become kind of huge in this current
Mm-hmm.
crucible. I mean, they're yeah,
You have to treat them with respect, or they'll kill you.
exactly. Yeah, because once you start looking at the gold rings, God, who was the other counter that I was using? I seen people using pretty beefy um the Black Order teams on this one, even though it says Cosmic Catastrophe. I've been losing. I don't know if you paid attention or noticed that yourself, but I've seen Black Order come in and still knock out this team.
Really? No, I have not seen that. Usually, I'm taken down by a Young Avengers or a Weapon X.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the team I was thinking of. Like Weapon X I will come in with, but if it's a pretty high level team, which you're talking about the 14, 15s and up, they can knock out a Weapon X team too. So it's interesting. And this last team right here, I was kind of curious. I can't remember off the cuff, but what was your team that you used for the new skill batteries?
My team is similar to that, except for I have Zemo instead of Maria. And actually, I'm going to switch my stuff around. Or no, I know, and instead of Dormammu, I have Silver Surfer.
Okay.
But I want to switch my stuff around, I think, a little bit. I'm going to definitely pull out Sharon and put Maria in instead of Sharon because I want Sharon for offense against the Dormammu team. And then the real answer is to put, for me, would be to put Doom in there next to one of your fast skill batteries. Next, like put Shang-Chi on the end and put Doom next to him, so that when Shang-Chi goes, he feeds energy right to Doom,
That makes sense.
and then Doom will go off ult turn 1.
There you go. Yeah, I'll switch
but
that up.
I might do that. I don't know. When I see it, I don't. It depends on if I've seen a less of a frequency of Young Avengers on defense because I still like to use A Force Doom on the Young Avengers in Crucible.
Hmm. Okay, I'll have to play with this setup a little bit more. Okay, but all right, but that's all I have on here to kind of break down. I know I'll go and kind of pause, but I still want to pick your brain a little bit on some stuff here, because I know we've already been kind of going over the usual time. But yeah, we'll wrap it up and we'll take a look for those on Twitch. We'll kind of get into some other gameplay discussions. And but yeah, you guys on YouTube, hope you enjoy your week. Hope you know, good luck with your famine events. Hopefully you're hitting the target scores that you want. But a lot of the rumor reveals coming through that was kind of leaking in is kind of towards the long road that we're going into. So It's all about just kind of making the mark. And I guess to kind of wrap it up with, like, I talk about that farming or being cautious of who you're spending your resources on, because I did hear, maybe it was on some Reddit posts and stuff like that, where people were pissed off about Inhumans and A-Force on this particular Scourge event. And I guess some people went in pretty aggressively as far as the Inhumans, and they just like a trash team where you just throw in your black bolt to get pinged by like an Icarus or something like that, and that's all they're good for. But so I guess I say that because as we talk about the Bionic Avengers and we talk about the Hero Asgard, kind of go in with cautious as far as on how you're farming up. So keep it in mind.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
the Bionic Avengers, like I said, they are that raid team. Like I would not feel bad throwing your resources into the Bionic Avengers. It's gonna be the Simmable Doom raid team, and it'll probably be the necessary team for the next raids that are supposedly maybe coming out next patch.
Yeah, and that's why that infographic that I had, it was talking about a tech raid team being part of the war, but instead it's actually falling onto death. So that's kind of been to like, if whoever it is has getting leaked of information, it kind of ties into the point you're making that yeah, that's raid team that's also leaked to be like a team that they whoever heard for Scourge events. So that's probably the yeah. So that one you could be safe with. Any raid teams in general, that's who I always farm up first, and that's kind of the advice in general. Is that all these characters that I have on here are my daily farming, my daily raids, teams, and so forth. But all right, but I'll close it. Thank you guys on YouTube. Y'all take care. Have a nice week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye.